Hey guys, it's your girl Krissy Cela here, and I am so excited for today's YouTube video. And listen, I do a lot of YouTube videos, so when I tell you I'm excited for it, just know it's going to be a good one. A lot of research has gone behind this YouTube video to help you as much as possible within your fitness journey. I get comments and messages every single day without a doubt. How do you train abs? How do you breathe when it comes to abs? What is the difference between core and abs? Krissy, I don't know if I'm doing it properly. So what I did is I'm gonna bring this video together, make it so simple for you. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to train your core, how to train your abs properly, efficiently, and it's gonna change your life. The reason I also wanna do this video is because if you didn't hear already, I have just launched a 14-day abs challenge on the Evolve You app, completely free. That's correct. You can download today or tomorrow, whenever you want, the Evolve You app, and you can get 14 days free, and you can do the challenge for 14 days without any cost. The reason I wanted to do this is I just want you to move your body, and I want you to also see how amazing the Evolve You app is. So if you've been contemplating whether to start your fitness journey, or if you've got a little bit bored, download it, give it a go. You've literally got nothing to lose, and it's not going to take you hours. All I need is 5 minutes of your time. So without further ado, we're going to get into this video, and I'm going to make training abs so simple for you. The first and most important thing I want you to realize is that there is a huge difference between your core and your abs. So right now on this YouTube video, you're gonna see a column divided into two sections, core and abs. Your core consists of being the trunk of your body. It's your stabilizer, it protects your spine, it is the foundation. Your abs consist of more accessory movement. I'm gonna list some of the muscles that the core is consistent of. When it comes to your abs, it consists of transabdominis, internal and external obliques, and rectus abdominis. The reason I'm listing these muscle groups and the reason I'm breaking it down is because a lot of people, when they say they are training their core, they're actually training their abs, and when they're saying they're training their abs, they're actually training their core. So we're going to divide it and really make sure that you understand the difference. Now that I've listed the muscles that it's consistent of, one thing that you always hear in the fitness industry is the term six-pack. Six-pack is referring to the rectus abdominis. It is not referring to the core. There's a complete difference. The way you train your core is completely different to how you train your abs. When it comes to your core, think more compound bracing movements. Your squats, your deadlifts, your leg presses, anything that requires you to brace, breathe, and stabilize. That's your core. When it comes to your abs, these are more accessory movements. Flexion, rotation, lateral flexion. So anything that's twisting, bending, that's your abs. The way I want you to consider your abs is an accessory muscle, sort of, to your core. The reason I say that is similar to how your quads are to your legs, your bicep to your arms, your rear delts to your back. That's exactly how abs are to your core. Your core is your foundation to everything that you do. Your abs are accessories. It is so vital that you train both of these components. It is important that you train every muscle in your body, because here on this channel, we don't just believe in training your lower body and building the biggest glutes you possibly want. Even if that's your goal, I still want you to focus on training your core and your abs. So when it comes to the Evolve You app, if you're on my Strong program, or if you don't know what the Strong program is, the Strong program consists of heavily compound movements. So we're really working on those core stability movements. The reason I built the 14-day abs challenge is I wanted you to also focus on training your abs. So whilst you're on the Strong program and you're really contracting your core, engaging your core, stabilizing your core, I want you to supplement your workouts alongside the 14-day abs challenge. So now you're training your abs. You're training your abs in a completely different complexity to how you are training your core. And that's what's so important. And that's why I wanted to simplify it, put it into two columns, so you understand that there's a complete difference between your core and your abs. We're gonna go through 3 tips that, regardless of if you're training your core and your abs, you really need to start implementing. The first one is contraction. So you know when you read in someone's caption and you hear the term contract your core, what does that actually mean? Well, it's all about breathing. So imagine you're standing in front of me right now and I'm about to punch your stomach. What would you do? You would brace and contract. That's exactly what I want you to do when you're doing every type of movement, whether it's a stabilizing movement or whether it's an accessory movement. It's also important to remember how your spine is positioned. When it comes to your core movements, I want your spine to be neutral and straight. There's a difference also when you contract your core and when you are contracting when you're performing abs movements. When you are stabilizing, you want to ensure your spine is nice and straight and neutral. When you're doing any type of accessory abs movement, you're crunching, you're rotating, you're twisting. So your spine won't necessarily stay straight always. So there is a little slight difference, but always remember your breathing comes first. So don't hold your breath every time you're doing an abs movement or any type of crunch. It's not gonna make the movement go any faster. I'd rather you do less reps and actually really controlling those movements, flexing, rotating, crunching, optimizing, rather than just trying to get it done as soon as possible. So we're gonna go through a few little myths here and there, just to ease your mind, settle your mind, and just to get the facts straight. Number one, you only need to do compound movements to train your abs. This is actually incorrect. As you know, and what we've established here is there's a difference between core and abs. When you are performing compound movements, these are stabilizing movements. So you're really not hitting your rectus abdominis as much as you could when you are training abs. Remember, abs are training muscle groups that necessarily core movements are not. You need a bit of both. That's why I keep saying it's really important to supplement your compound moves with abs movements. The next myth is that you can't train abs every day. Now, this is a little bit of a touchy subject because on one hand, the industry tells you to rest and recover. On the other hand, they tell you that actually, if you have the energy, then do it. You have to remember there's a difference between a beginner and an expert also. When you're an expert, when you're on elite level, and when you are training 3 hours a day and it is literally your profession, the way you recover, the way you rest, and the facilities that you have, such as chiro, physio, deep tissue muscle therapy, all this type of stuff, you can afford to train something more frequently than, let's say, a beginner who's never stepped foot into the gym. There's a difference. But the rule of thumb is, the bigger the movement, the more rest and recovery that you need. So if you're just doing Russian twists, let's say 4 sets of 12 every single day, then you can kind of afford to be doing it more frequently than, let's say, a really big compound lift. I personally could never squat every single day, especially with the load I go for, simply because it's just too heavy. My muscles need time to rest and recover. But you can do abs every single day, dependent on the intensity of the movement. But if you're finding yourself feeling sore, if you're finding yourself feeling overwhelmed, then that's also a sign to rest and recover. But remember, we're simplifying it. So the bigger the movement and more energy expenditure, more rest and recovery. The smaller the accessory movement and less of an intensity, you can afford to do it at more frequency. Another really important factor, and I think this is one that everybody needs to listen to and just come to the realization. Genetics plays such a big factor in the visibility of your ab, how your abs are compromised and how they look. Some people have short torsos, some people have long torsos. Some people naturally have lower body fat percentage, other people hold on to water retention and fat much more. Women and men are built differently also. Women tend to carry a lot more body fat and fluids around their uterus, around their private areas, because we are designed to reproduce, whereas men are not, so they don't carry that lower belly fat as much as women do. So I just want you to remember that, because that does play a factor. With that being said, you know, the way you're eating, the way you're training, how many calories you are burning, your energy expenditure, these are big components as well. Another big component, stress, sleep. When you are stressed, you're holding much more onto cortisol levels. When you are sleep deprived, you tend to be a bit more stressed, a bit more lethargic, a bit more tired. So just remember there's so many components all around us. I don't know about you, but every single time I go on holiday and I'm a little bit less stressed and I'm eating much more fresh food, I just feel better, I feel leaner, I feel tighter. But when I'm busy rushing around with lack of sleep, and just a lot of stress, I tend to hold on to waterway much more, and my hormones are all over the place. So I've pretty much broken it down to you. I've simplified it as best I can. So if you found it simple, leave a thumbs up and comment down below what you learned today. Before you leave, however, in the next slides, I'm going to show you exactly what movements target what area of your core and your abs. So stay tuned. I truly hope that you loved this video as much as I loved giving it to you. I hope it simplified it, because you know, when I was going through all this information, I was like, okay, how do I simplify it in a way that absolutely anybody and everybody, regardless of if they are beginner to expert, can really understand it. So let me know if you actually found this video useful. Make sure that you download the EvolveU app. I also have my very own discount code, Krissy20, so you can get 20% off your subscription with the EvolveU app. Make sure that you use my code, and if you do, thank you always and forever. The abs challenge is completely free, so even if you don't continue with the app, just go and try the abs challenge. You can literally change your life with this abs challenge. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, I love you always and forever, and thankful that you're here. See you next time.